I wanted to give a really quick demonstration on how the automatic calculation of a substitute ingredients function can work for you. This is a tool that can be really helpful in automatically calculating the ingredients that you'll need to accommodate certain dietary restrictions in the event that there's a substitute ingredient that you can fill in place of an ingredient that might cause some problems. So to do that, I wanted to show you one quick recipe and a very simple meal plan. But to start with, let's make sure that we turn the substitute ingredients function on. So if you go up to my profile in the upper right, you'll see substitute ingredients and a toggle switch that you can turn on and off. And we're going to make sure that we turn this on in this case. And when we do that, when we head over to the recipe section, I'll open up one of these recipes and we can take a look at the chicken taco bar as an example. So here we've got all the recipes: black beans, chicken breasts, flour tortillas, sour cream, salsa, green peppers, and onions. And you'll see now that we've turned on that function, this substitute column. And you can see that I've already defined 2 substitutes. And what this allows us to do is, in the event that chicken breast, for example, is a potential dietary restriction that we would want to replace, somebody who's a vegetarian won't want to eat this chicken breast in this taco bar, we can define a substitute, which I've already done here. We can say for individuals that have the following dietary restriction, here I've said poultry, replace 2 pounds of chicken breast with 2 packages of tofu. Easy enough. And same here, flour tortillas. If somebody has a gluten allergy or doesn't eat gluten, you can click here, and what I've defined here is if somebody has a wheat or gluten allergy, replace 1 package of flour tortillas with 1 package of corn tortillas. And so this allows us to define that ahead of time, and you could do that for these other ones as well if you wanted to have some replacements in place, so that when we come to the meal plans, it will automatically substitute those ingredients if you indicate that there's a dietary restriction present in the group. So just as a demonstration, I'm going to make a meal plan where the only meal being served is that chicken taco bar. Chicken taco bar example is our meal plan. We're going to serve this for 20 people, which is twice what the standard recipe size was. And in the dietary restrictions section, I'm going to check off that we've got some people with wheat and gluten and some people with poultry dietary restrictions present in the group. Now, when the substitute ingredients function was off, it was just the check boxes, but you'll see now that we also have the second column where we define the number of individuals in that group that have that dietary restriction. So let's say we've got 4 people with wheat and gluten and 2 people that can't have poultry. And you'll see in the chicken taco bar that it's going to say, well, looks like you have some potential allergens in there. That's just a heads up. But since we've already defined substitutes for those ingredients, we should be just fine. So I'll throw that into dinner, and we'll go from there. Just as an example, let's say we're serving it the next day as well. So we're 20 people eating the chicken taco bar this night and 20 people eating the chicken taco bar that night. Now, in the event that for some reason, let's say half of the group is leaving after that first night and won't be there the second night, we slide this down to 10. With the substitute ingredients on, if there's a substitute ingredient in there, this icon will show up and says it looks like you'll be using substitutes in this meal. Click here to change the number of individuals eating substitutes. So in this case, before we said we had 4 people with wheat and gluten and 2 with poultry, but since half the group has left, we may want to slide that down. Maybe some of those folks have left. Now I can click Save Meal Plan and create shopping list. And now what it's going to do is do the math automatically to make sure that you have the right amount of substitute ingredients present in that group. So here you can see we've got 6 pounds of chicken breast needed for those 2 nights, 20 people eating it the first night and 10 people eating it the second night, minus the amount of people who will be eating tofu, which is, in this case, we need about half a package of tofu. Same with the tortillas. This says we'll need 2.5 packages of flour tortillas and around a half a package, 0.6 packages of corn tortillas to accommodate for the individuals on both this Tuesday and this Wednesday that are gluten intolerant. So that's just a very quick example of how you can use the substitute ingredients function to automatically calculate the amount of alternate ingredients that you might need to accommodate the dietary restrictions. Hope that's helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to click the Contact Us button on any page and shoot us a question. We'll do our best to get back to you as quickly as we can. Thanks.